But my name is Jonathan Jones. I'll be your host and moderator for the afternoon. Today's Sunday, and it's March the 21st, is it? And Dr. Prasad is a brilliant man, and his formulation is very powerful. And some of you are using it right now. In fact, I didn't set you up to respond to this, but I would like to know from any of you now, what are some of the benefits that you have derived from using any formula that Dr. Prasad has put together, and make it personal. So not hearsay. It could be your spouse or family member, but I would like to hear from you now. So just you could use the raise your hand feature, the digital raise your hand feature, and just share with us your story as to what kind of benefits you're getting. So Jean was the first hand that went up.
Okay, my husband and I have been using Micro Daily for about 3 months now, plus the Eye Boost and the Brain Boost. I had fibromyalgia and whatever pain there is, I have it. After taking Micro Daily, just the original formulation, after a week, I felt a lot better. And up to this time, I had no flare up with my fibromyalgia. And before I had difficulty walking, but now I can walk without a cane. So I'm so happy with that. Regarding my husband has diabetes. And about a year ago, his doctor wanted him to be under insulin because his A1C shoot up. So I asked the doctor to hold off on it, and we'll see what we can do if we could lower it a little bit without the insulin. So, and that's when we learned about Micro Daily, and he started taking Micro Daily. I could see I monitor his diabetes, the pricking thing, every morning, and I noticed that it's going down. So what I did, he was taking like 1,000 milligrams of metformin. So when it's going down consistently, I reduced the milligrams, like, cut it in half, and then 500, and then 250. And then right now, for maybe 2 months, he's no longer on metformin medication. This morning, when he got his blood sugar, it's 109. And that's been going on for several weeks now without medication. And he's taking like 3 capsules of Micro Daily with CoQ10, the Eye Boost, and the Brain Boost. Also, he has vascular dementia. So I'm not expecting him to be, cured by the Brain Boost, but just a little bit of whatever will delay that it could give him would be really beneficial, and I'll be happy with that. So that's our story.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Thank you very much, Jean, for sharing that
Welcome.
story. And it's good to hear those kinds of results. And we're not surprised at all when we hear those responses, because there's been several who've had similar responses like that. Veronica?
Well, me and my husband both started taking the Micro Daily maybe back in June or July. And he had a similar situation with diabetes, and they had put him on the needle, and he had high blood pressure medicine he was taking. So we started taking the Micro Daily, and to our surprise, when he went for his physical, like a couple of months later, the doctor was surprised that his blood sugar had then went down. He didn't know that it was so low that my husband stopped taking the blood sugar medication on his own, because every morning he was getting up taking it, it was getting very low. So he didn't even take the medicine. So when the doctor heard that, he was like, how long have you not been taking your blood medicine? And he told him, and he was like, oh, okay. He said, well, whatever you're doing, it must be working. He said, because you're right, your sugar is fine. And far as for the diabetes, they put them on metformin, but like the Gene was saying, every time you look, he's cutting back. Like it was one pill in the morning, one in the afternoon, and then it went to half in the morning to half in the afternoon. So that is also being regulated much better than it was before. And then he started taking the eye boost about 2 months ago. And he said he can feel the pressure that was behind his eye because it runs in his family, different eye diseases. So he feels now that pressure is gone from taking the eye boost. I think he's been taking it for about 2 months now. And myself, energy. My first thing I felt was a lot of energy. And then the second thing I felt during the winter was the inflammation part where, every bone got arthritis in it somewhere. But I found myself walking a little bit to a medium. And now we walk every morning just about 2 to 3 miles, and I don't have any problems.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much, Veronica. And your story is, again, it's not unusual. We've heard stories like that before. On the first medication that you said your husband decided on his own to stop taking, did you say that was for his blood pressure or what?
High blood pressure.
For high blood pressure. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Thank you very much for sharing your story. And Mamie Nesbitt.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. I have very similar experiences, the first two ladies. I actually started taking the micro daily back in October. And some of the things that happened to me during the time that I was taking it, I didn't even really notice. For one thing, I had started having carpal tunnel in my hands, and I could be cooking or whatever I'm doing, and I go to pick up something and the pain would just shoot through it. But since I've been taking the micro daily, I do not have that at all. I also suffer from diabetes, and I used to have, and I'm saying used to because I don't have it anymore, thanks to the micro daily, but my legs at night when I would get in bed, my legs would be like pins and needles. It would take me a long time to fall to sleep because my legs would just ache and ache and ache. I don't have that at all. I have a good night's sleep, and I've been taking the micro daily EMF. I've been taking the CBD. I started taking the brain boost, and I recently started taking the eye boost when it first came out. And I'm happy to say that my eyesight, I had LASIK surgery years ago, but prior to the eye boost coming out, I started getting these little spiders in my eyes. It just came out of nowhere. When it first happened, I was like, what in the world is going on with my eyes? I thought I had something on the top of my lid and found out, and then I Googled it and I said, oh no, this is not good. But since I've been taking the eye boost, even with the LASIK surgery, I could still see fine, but it's like my vision is a lot sharper. And when I say sharper, it's like having a TV that's 20 years old and having a new TV. These up-to-date TVs is so bright and clear. And I still have the spiders occasionally, but not as much. And I've only been taking it for a couple of months since it was introduced to us from the company, but I'm having great success. I don't want to take up much time, but I introduced my brothers to it. They both had really bad, serious problems. They're doing great. Everybody that I've introduced it to, they're doing great. So that's my story.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mamie. That's more powerful stories. Just to insert the disclaimer here, testimonials are anecdotal. These comments have not been evaluated by the FDA. Results are atypical. You do not know the clinical circumstances surrounding any one of these stories, but the individuals who are sharing their stories believe that what happened to them is true, and they're relating their personal stories. Okay, let's go on to another Dizon.
Okay.
Sonia. Yes.
Hello, hi. I'm Sonia Dizon, and pretty much my experience is just like everybody else. I started, I think, the half of December, and of course, through my friend Jean, she was the one who introduced it to me, and she knows my problem because we've gone all the way back from Virginia, and she always shares with me good stuff. So I started taking it because I have a real bad sciatica in my back and arthritis on my hands and pain on my shoulder, things like that, things that really makes life hard, every day to just to do regular chores. And then I have as well, I have the diabetes. It's controlled, but it's still, I don't want it to go real high. So after taking it, now my sciatica in the back is gone. My arthritis pain that has been chronic for some time is gone, and of course, energy is one that I have. And as far as my diabetes, it also helped me because I think I'm now between 6.2 A1C as opposed to it used to be 6.8 to 6.9. So I'm happy where I'm at, but I want it to go down below 6 if I can do it. But I think it's getting better every time I check it. So hopefully it will still go down. And I did cut down my medication. I'm down to 500 now. So hopefully in a few weeks I can just cut it all together. And then I just want to share my sister-in-law because she has a really bad diabetes. I didn't know that hers was 13 A1C.
Wow.
And she has a heart problem and all of that. But her A1C is almost normal. And that's really amazing. She's very quick. She responded very quickly as far as on the diabetes. So she has lots of issue but hopefully, in time, she will also be better on those issues that she's having now.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful to hear. And you said her A1C was 13 and now she's down to normal.
Yeah, almost normal than me.
That's beautiful. Beautiful to hear. Thank you very much for sharing those stories. Let's see here. I was trying to get Don Hines in there. 1 second. Now Don maybe changed his mind. Okay, let's go to the Jester household. It says Lula Jester.
Yeah, well, I mean, Lula is eating, but she really wanted me to talk about the amazing result that I found out about Michael Daly.
Oh, very
Lula
good.
introduced my wife to it.
You're Mr. Jester.
Jester. Yes. Sorry about that, but Lois Levette introduced my wife to Michael Daly. I was at first, I was real skeptical, and I'll just give you a little background. I'm a disabled vet. I had 4 knee operations, 2 total knee replacements, and been in pain for about 32 years. Had to walk on a cane, sometime a 4-wheel walker. And so, being a lot of pain because I was diagnosed about 20 years ago with severe arthritis in all my joints. My knees, my ankle, my shoulder, my neck. I got beat up when I was really in the military. I got injured. And so being on so much medication, I had got to the point where I really got tired of taking medication. And so my wife kept saying, why don't you try Michael Daly? I said, oh, here we go again. Another miracle vitamin. So, Jonathan, for about 3 or 4 months, I wouldn't take it. But however, I noticed my wife was taking it, and I saw that she was getting a little bit more energy. And so I got curious. I started taking it, I started taking the Michael Daly. Matter of fact, I started taking the regular for a year, and after 2 or 3 months, I noticed a big difference. I didn't have all the pain and knee aches and stuff. Mood change. You know, I used to be bad mood all the time, and I used to have to pray a lot. So after a year, I mean, really after 6 months, I saw a big difference. I couldn't believe it. So much energy, rest and sleep at night, and then come the CBD. Since that came out, I started taking it in the brain boost. Sometimes I get so much energy and stuff, and start talking a mile a minute. And sometimes my wife had to tell me, you done told me that 3 times. It's just amazing. I know this is not a miracle drug, but for listening to you, a lot of time I listen to your conference, but I don't be on. I may be sitting back in the back drinking coffee, but I be listening. And what you sold me on, listen to the meeting that Lula and Sister Levette had. It convinced me a lot of things. Just listen to you talk and talking about how the CBD get into your cells, and that the cell is receptive to it. I have a history of working in mental health. I work with a lot of disabled people, clients. And so I understand a little bit about a lot of artificial medicine that the drug company make, they give people to, to help with the dopamine and the serotonin and stuff like that. But I have always been skeptical because being in the military and getting injured and they use you as a guinea pig, and I just had got fed up. But the fact that Michael Daly came along, it was a miracle. And I don't have my walking stick. I've been on metformin for almost 15 months.
Wow.
And it's really hard to explain because I be driving on the road sometimes. Well, really, I used to couldn't drive long distance. Now I can go to here to Atlanta and bike. I live in Albany, Georgia. I can go from here to Atlanta bike and breathe. Make me feel like I'm still 22 and I'm 73. So it's a miracle, Jonathan, I tell you. And I talked to my brother and cousin a lot about it, but being Caucasian, being African American, I say this in our hush, because a lot of experiment, the Tuskegee experiment, I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about, and a lot of other things that as a race who we've been through, I was skeptical. And like my brother and cousin, they're like that. A lot of them need it, but they just afraid. They won't step out in faith. And I've been trying to convince them. I'm older than all of my younger brothers, and I got 2 of them. They got diabetes just like I am. But my diabetes is under control with that metformin. That stuff was killing me. And so I tell anyone, try it for 6 months. If you don't like it, you ain't got to keep buying it. But I'm a true believer. I have faith in it. And that's all you know what I mean? I can't stop talking good thing about it. And I really appreciate you, Jonathan, and Glory and Lois and all the one that really Lois and my wife convinced me to take it. Because I resisted for at least about 5 months. But it is what it is. It's a good thing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jester, for sharing your story. I remember your wife asking questions about you many times, and I'm glad that she persisted, and I'm glad that you decided to take the leap of faith and try it. I'm glad you did.
Yes.
Thank you very much for sharing your story, and we're going to share.
Thank you all, and I appreciate you all.
We're going to share this with a lot of people, and I want everyone to take this recording and share it with as many people as possible, because your stories is what makes the difference here. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Don Hines.
Yeah, one of my friends that I got him on this product. He got his wife. She's got dementia, and as the one person said about her mate having dementia, he said that this product, the Brain Boost and the Micro Daily Regular, has seemed to have stopped it, but not reversed it. So it's not getting any worse right now. And you don't expect it to reverse it either, but that's a big help right there. Now with myself, I'm on 2 blood pressure medicines, and I was taking them pretty faithfully. And but I was taking it also with the $100 or $110 one. It has the hemp in it.
Yes.
And I had an experience. I was getting lightheaded, and my legs were weak. And when I get out of the car, I had to be very careful and wait for blood to get there and stuff like that. Well, I had a fall the other day, a week ago, and my pulse was too low. So they took me to the hospital and took me off of one of my blood pressure medicines. Well, I took myself off of both of them, and now I only take this product. So I don't know why. I guess maybe it was bringing it all 3 together was bringing it too low. So now I'm only taking the one with the hemp in it, and I'm doing something like anywhere from 132/88 to like 114/72, which those aren't bad numbers. And I don't have that feeling in my legs now, but I'm also taking a water pill every other day. So I think I was taking. So anybody that's got they need to check their blood pressure and make sure that the other one's not helping too much. I think that's what was helping it too much. So I don't need those other pills right now. So far, anyway, for over a week.
That's wonderful. Now, how young are you, Don?
Oh my Lord. I wish I was 67. And I tell you, it's bad to get this age. So I'm hoping to get younger here pretty soon.
But at 67, you're talking about 132/88 blood pressure?
Yes,
I'd say that's pretty good, my friend.
I do too. I mean, 120/80 they say is normal, so that's not bad at all. It used to be
No.
like over 200 and something over 180 years ago.
About 2 years ago, they revised their recommendations, and they now believe that seniors do not have to be under 140 for the top number. So you are well below the new recommended guidelines. So and it sounds like if your doctor is in agreement with you're not taking blood pressure medication, that might be a very good thing for you. So that's we appreciate your sharing your story.
I'll see him Tuesday. He doesn't know yet, but I'll tell him Tuesday when I go to see him.
Okay, well we're not.
But that was I've never fell before. Yeah. But anyway, I'll see him and talk to him.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for sharing your story. We appreciate getting that update. Amy Nesbitt, you coming back for round 2? Okay. Imelda Isley, if you would turn your video on, we'd like to add you to the story. And don't forget to unmute. Don't forget to unmute, Imelda.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I barely started the CBD because I had an accident last year. And it seems like the Micro Daily with CoQ10 wasn't really giving me much relief on my L4, 5, and S1. Because when I sit down, it's just with our meetings, halfway through, I have to lay down because it was just so painful. So I started, I ordered first just the sample because I never tried it. I want to try it first. So I tried it. And the first time I tried it, the next morning, I felt good. And
Which
then
one
the
did you try?
following, huh?
Which one is this, the Micro Daily Plus?
No, it's the, yeah, with the CBD. So I ordered a sample because I don't know how my body would react to it. So I ordered a sample first. And then this is now my third day. Yesterday, when we were doing our ministry, I was on for 4.5 hours. And I was just like, really? For reals? You know? So I was so happy that it's giving me that relief now. And I told my chiropractor about it, and he said anything that would take off the pain, it'll be easier to treat your ligaments, because I had a bad accident. It was all my whiplash and my lower back and my right leg. So he said, just continue what you're doing, and I'm just gonna document everything. So I'm happy. So CBD it is.
Very good. Very good. Thank you so much for sharing your story there, Imelda. We certainly
Yes.
appreciate that. So those are not uncommon stories. And then to just repeat, these comments have not been evaluated by the FDA. No one here even knew that I was going to ask those questions, a question to ask for the testimonials, and I've heard none of them before. Maybe one I may have heard. But testimonials are anecdotal. Results are atypical. What happened to someone may not happen to you. You do not know the clinical circumstances surrounding the results that was taken and that these individuals are using. But that doesn't mean that you can't try it. It doesn't mean that that they are the exception and it won't work for you. So we do encourage you to give thought to at least putting something natural into your body. And there's a reason why it's possible that a micronutrient can make a difference. Dr. Kedar Prasad, brilliant scientist, he was on the Nobel Peace Prize nominating committee. He's the scientist who nominated Dr. Linus Pauling for the Nobel Peace Prize that he was awarded. Dr. Prasad has been published more than 250 times, which means that he's figured out hundreds of things that other scientists had not conclusions that other scientists had not drawn. His most recent work was a paper on the value of micronutrient with COVID-19. So you can get access to that paper. Just get back to the person who invited you to this discussion or who gave you this recording, and they will share that paper with you. It's published scientific paper written by Dr. Prasad, showing the value of micronutrient in helping the body deal with any virus, but in particular, he was focusing on COVID-19. Now, the reason why micronutrients work is simple. Our bodies are being bombarded with free radicals. What's a free radical? Before that day that I was feeling hopeless and helpless, I had no idea what free radicals were. I had no idea that I was breathing them in every day. I thought it was just something that people suffered with, maybe who were smokers or who were doing some nefarious things and was exposed to toxins in some way. Maybe they worked in an automobile mechanic shop and were breathing in fumes or something, or at airports and breathing jet fuel. No, every one of us is exposed to free radicals. We get it in the air that we breathe. We get it in the water we drink, whether it's bottled or tap, we're getting free radicals. By the way, bottled water, one of the biggest problems with bottled water, and I'm not suggesting don't drink bottled water, because I do. I drink bottled water. This is mixed with the hydro, by the way. So I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm letting you know that this is a source of a free radical. There's something called bisphenol A that's found in the plastic. It leaches out of the plastic into the water. So if the bottled water that we buy reaches a high temperature, it can leach bisphenol A, a known carcinogen, into the water. We're all being exposed to it. Every one of us is getting those free radicals through the water in some way. They found cryptosporidium in tap water in most major cities all around the country. And we don't need to talk about Flint, Michigan, and the problems that they were having there. And that's just one city that the toxins were discovered. The food that we eat is loaded with free radicals. Free radicals is running around in the body trying to steal an electron from healthy cells. To visualize what would happen, what is free radical damage, if you were to take an apple and cut it open, what would happen to it in a very short period of time? You cut an apple open or peel the skin away. What happens to that apple in a very short period of time? It starts to turn brown, doesn't it? That's free radical damage. That's what starts to happen inside our bodies from the toxins that we drink and breathe and eat. That's free radical damage. If it happens to the neurons, to the nucleus of your cells, that can cause the cell to become cancerous. If it can happen to the mitochondria inside your cell, if a free radical takes a chunk out of the mitochondria in your cell, that leads to mitochondrial dysfunction. So a free radical does damage to DNA, the cell can become cancerous, abnormal. If a free radical can do damage to the mitochondria in the cell, it leads to mitochondrial dysfunction, or what they call the fatigue diseases. Things like fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, etc., etc., etc. That's all free radical damage. So any dysfunction in the body, they're all precipitated by free radical damage. What Dr. Prasad did was put together a unique combination of antioxidants that capture free radicals, bind them up, and pass them out of the body as waste. One of the most powerful antioxidant that he added to the formula is N-acetylcysteine. N-acetylcysteine raises your body's natural glutathione levels, and glutathione is the body's master antioxidant. And it works and make all other antioxidants work better. That along with alpha lipoic acid and many others. It's a brilliant formula. It's not just the multivitamin, so we don't have the time now to go into an in-depth discussion on that, but you can visit my YouTube channel and there's many discussions there and PowerPoint presentations where we describe in detail the way that this process takes place inside the body. But suffice it to say, if you simply want to try the product, you can ask anyone who invited you here. They'll help you get a sample of it. But I suggest you don't bother to waste your time. Just go ahead and get started on the product. You can start for as little as $50, $49.95, $49.99 for the Micro Daily, the regular formula. It's in a green bottle. And you can go all the way up to the highest formula, which is the Micro Daily Plus. That's what Imelda Isley was just last talking about. The Micro Daily Plus has CBD in it. CBD, or cannabidiol, is extracted from hemp, not from marijuana. It's legal. The CBD is extracted from legal sources. There's nothing immoral or unethical about it. Completely legal. So it has CBD in it. Why do you want CBD? Well, every cell in your body wants CBD. Our cells, every cell in the body has CBD receptors. It's as if our bodies were designed for CBD. Every cell wants it. It helps with anxiety. It helps with neurological issues. It helps with pain issues. It helps with inflammation issues. It helps every cell in the body. So the Micro Daily Plus is actually my favorite one. I like that one the most. I take 3 Micro Daily Plus every night before I go to sleep, and it helps me to sleep deeper. In fact, if you want to get a good night's sleep, save your last dose to just before you go to sleep and make it 3. 3 capsules just before you go to sleep. Put you practically in a coma. You'll sleep deep and you'll go into REM sleep. You'll find yourself dreaming. I don't know if any of you have forgotten what it was like to sleep and not dream and not be waking up throughout the night. You can eventually get to the point where you'll be getting 7 to 8 hours of unbroken dreaming, restful sleep a night. Take the last dose just before you hit the pillow and intend to go to sleep. Not that you're watching the game or catching the news, that just when you plan to go to sleep. Take that last dose and you'll find yourself sleeping much deeper. If you're dealing with some of the issues that were discussed earlier today, especially things like high blood pressure and diabetes, and if you happen to be over 40, you might want to consider taking, instead of the recommended 2 doses, 2 capsules twice a day, you might want to up that to 3. If you're dealing with brittle diabetes, or serious cases of it, take 3 capsules of the regular 3 times a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You want to take it with meals because it will be trying to bring your sugar levels down. All right, so you don't want to go down too low. It will be trying to do that. But you will find that your body will need less help from pharmaceuticals to manage your elevated sugar levels. This vitamin micronutrient will help your body to assimilate it better. And you may find yourself getting some of the same results. And maybe in another month or so, we'll be asking you to share your stories next month. We'll be looking forward to hearing the results that you've gotten. And I invite everyone to come to the corporate call that Engage Global has, where it's a testimonial call. And I believe it's the last Wednesday of the month. And I think it's coming up this week on Wednesday night, the 24th. So if you shared your story today, I invite you to make sure that you're on the corporate call. I believe it's this coming Wednesday night, and please share your story with Engage Global as well. Now, we're going to pause here for a minute, and I'd like to just hear your questions. We'll take just a few minutes because we don't want to go too long. We're going to have a brief business meeting here, but we can take 3 or 4 questions now before we transition into the business meeting. Jean, your question, please.
Someone wants to know if it's okay to take CBD with Coumadin.
Yes, no problem. No, it will not contraindicate with Coumadin at all. Coumadin is a blood thinner, no contraindication whatsoever with Coumadin. CBD is wonderful, it'll help it work better.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Imelda, please.
How about aspirin with the brain boost?
You're talking about like a baby aspirin?
No, 325.
325 with the brain boost?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a problem. It's not like it's a major blood thinner. In time, a person won't need that aspirin. You know, and I would say after a while, maybe after a year or so, they can probably discontinue the aspirin.
Because my husband is taking aspirin. He's a heart patient, so he's got that, the Plavix.
I take your baby aspirin.
Oh, you're not taking baby, not 325? Yeah, you do.
325 is not baby aspirin, it's 81.
Yeah, you're taking 81 then? Sorry. Okay. So, okay, so either way, 81 or 325 won't have any. Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Rose White.
I gotta show my face.
Okay.
Rose White, do you have a question?
Yes, I just started about 2 weeks. And my problem is the acid reflux at night. After 2 or 3 hours I have eaten, my burping will not make me sleep. Is there anything that you can?
When you get that, you can work.
Yes, write this down.
Okay.
There's a product called Immune RX, IMMUNRX.
Okay. Capital RX.
Yeah, Immune RX. Yes.
Capital RX. Okay.
Yes, it's all one word. You want the powder. It's a colostrum.
Powder.
It's a colostrum. You can buy it at the website amerixbio.com. AMERX.
Bio.com.
Correct.
Okay. So the name is Immune RX powder.
Yes.
Colostrum. Okay. So the website is amerixbio.com. Amerix is AMEREX.
AMERXBIO. Yes.
BIO.com.
Correct.
So how do I take it?
One teaspoon before meals. There's a little scooper in there. You can take 1 teaspoon, 1 scooper before every meal, and you can say bye-bye to acid reflux.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I'll try that.
That's the simplest way to balance out gastrointestinal issues. Now, if you're not taking a good probiotic, I also encourage you to take a good probiotic. Just go to Amazon and buy a Garden of Life one. and just get a good one. Make sure you're taking 50 billion CFUs a day.
I'm taking 20 billion,
Up it to 50. You need more.
50.
50 billion CFUs a day.
So, okay, 50 billion.
So you might have to take 2.5 capsules. Take 3. Just go to 60.
Okay, okay. So it says there one pill a day. So I'm just taking it 1 pill a day.
Yeah, well, that'd be great if you're a teenager.
Oh, okay. So so it's okay to take 3 now?
Oh yeah, you need to take 50 billion CFUs a day. All of us, we all need 50
Oh, the
billion.
50 billion, take 2.
Yeah, 2 or 3. You can, with 2
2 or
will give you
3.
40, but if you take 3, that will give you 60. It won't hurt you. 60 won't hurt you.
So can I finish my 20 billion for now and take
Of
2 or
course.
3?
Yeah, take 2 or 3 at a time. Just keep taking them until you use them all up, and then go to something like Garden of Life and buy the one that's 50.
From Amazon.
Yeah, just go to Amazon. Garden of Life is one of the best ones. And if you're
Garden of
concerned
Life.
about it, take 60 one day and 40 the next day. 60, 40, 60, 40. Just alternate back and forth.
60, 40? Oh, okay. Every other day.
Every other day.
Okay. I'll try that, Brother Johns.
Yep, you'll find you'll get good results. Believe me, you will get good results. Thank you for your question.
Thanks.
Look forward to hearing your story now, okay?
Yes, thank you.
Janice Bush. No, Janice? Okay, we'll come back to you, Janice.
Hello, this Janice.
Okay, go ahead, Janice.
You said that you take the regular micro daily. You take 3 of those a day that help you sleep. So which one is the regular micro daily?
No, I take the micro daily. Well, you can take the regular depending on what your issues are. The regular will do it, but I take the micro daily plus at night.
Oh, the micro daily plus. Okay.
Yeah, I sleep deeper with the additional CBD. I also take a 1500 milligram CBD in addition to that 1500 milligram CBD boost. Because when I sleep, I mean to be asleep.
I understand. I need to start taking that then.
Yeah, everybody. If you're not sleeping 7 hours unbroken a night, we're beginning to die.
I might sleep 4, 5 hours a night. That's it.
They did a study back around 10 years ago. I think I still have it on my YouTube channel, The Science of Sleep. It was done on 60 Minutes. They did the entire report on it. They took a group of laboratory mice and deprived them of sleep. They died in less than a week.
Oh my goodness.
Laboratory mice, okay? I think it was like 3 days. They died. They deprived them of sleep and they died. They decided to do the same experiment on humans. They took some healthy 19-year-old kids. They didn't want to kill them, so they just messed up their sleep. So they didn't deprive them of sleep. They just interrupted them from going into REM sleep every night. By the end of the week, blood pressure was elevated. A1C was going up. The sugar levels were going up. They were becoming they were beginning to die. Just by stopping them from going into REM sleep, they began the dying process. So you got to have 7 to 8 hours of unbroken sleep a night. You need to be trying to get it no matter what you have to do.
And you said that's the ML?
No, that's the micro daily plus, the one with CBD.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You're very welcome. Kevin Smith.
Hey, I got a question for you. So I'm taking already some supplements. Like I'm taking your micro daily EMF, and and also I'm taking the brain boost, which Imelda, she hooked me up on too.
Good stuff.
But I have a question though, because I just wanted to know with the Boosterone, I'm taking also Boosterone, and that's like for anxiety and stress, and I don't know if I can take it with with the micro daily. That's what my concern was.
The only thing you have to be concerned about, if it has vitamins and minerals in it, we encourage you not to take it.
Okay.
If it's got additional vitamins, because what you'll do is you'll be disrupting the formula, Dr. Prasad's formula. So you might want to discontinue it for a while if it's additional vitamins. You don't want to do that.
Okay. Gotcha. I've been taking and also blood pressure medicine. It doesn't mess with that either, right?
No, no contraindications at all in your blood pressure medicine.
Okay. I think, let's see. I have so many questions, but I think that's it for now. But oh yeah, the one thing my wife was asking for, I think one lady already asked you a question about the immune system as far as like leaky gut and all that. What was the name of that you were mentioning?
Immune RX, the colostrum powder.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to get that. It's at americsbio.com.
americsbio.com.
Yeah, my wife suffered with leaky gut syndrome, and it just taken care of. That's what got us into this world. Besides my mom's diabetes that she died from, what introduced us to this immune RX, the colostrum, was my wife's leaky gut. She was allergic to everything, and no question about what it does. It builds the epithelials in the stomach lining and stops the leaks. It plugs the leaks unless there's something surgically wrong.
Okay. So as far as any other supplements, like you said, the vitamins and stuff, she told me, but I was so nervous because I haven't had, I've been around people with coronavirus and all that, and I just was taking, all my Silver Shield and black seed oil, and I was afraid to stop the zinc, you know what I mean? But I've been taking the micro daily EMF now for about a month, and I'm seeing the results finally right now with my knee, because I have a permanent knee injury. It's starting to dissipate, so it's starting to be less. It's actually not swollen right now, and it's not giving me problems.
How many capsules are you taking?
Well, I was just only doing. I haven't been. It's hard for me to keep up. I almost need an alarm clock, but I've been taking one a day, and now it's been but it's been. I was only taking these like once a day or twice. I started off taking it twice, and then I went down to one a day, right?
Kevin,
and then
you're supposed to take 3 twice a day at least.
Yeah, I know.
3 capsules.
Yeah, I got you.
3 capsules twice a day, and then in your case, you might want to take 3 capsules 3 times a day, but at least 3 capsules. 1 capsule is a pediatric dose, all right? So
yeah, okay.
You're playing around with it, so take it right.
Yeah, I was playing around with it, but now since I'm seeing the results of it, so I'm like, man, I gotta take more of these now.
Yes,
so I'm gonna up it. Yeah, I'm gonna up it to 3 times now. I appreciate it.
3 capsules at one time now, at least twice a day.
3 capsules at one time. Oh wow. Okay.
3 capsules at once, twice a day minimum.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. That's a lot. Okay. I'll do that.
All right, my friend.
It. All right. Thank you.
Look forward to hearing your story. Give us the updates, okay?
All right. Appreciate it.
And Samantha had a question.
Hi. Yes, my question was regarding information about the COVID vaccine, the new one that had been approved for emergency release. I guess in the invite today, I didn't know I was expecting to hear about that today, but I didn't know if you had already spoken to, regarding that, or is that another call?
No, we did some comments on that on a different call. You can go to my channel, youtube.com/Jonathan Jones. And we did a discussion on that, but I will tell you this briefly. The one that has not killed anybody is the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. They kind of play it down by saying that it's only 76% effective, but listen carefully. It is the only one that has not caused hospitalization or death. Doesn't matter if it's 2% effective. It's the only one that has not caused hospitalization or death. And in the past year, the COVID-19 vaccines, this is public information, so this is not a news flash. The COVID vaccine is responsible for 70% of all vaccine deaths in the past year. The COVID-19 vaccines are responsible for 70% of all vaccines, not just the COVID, all vaccines in the past year. 70% of all deaths came from the COVID-19 vaccines, and that's only with it being available for 2 months out of the year that the figures were taken. So 2 months out of a 12-year period, 70% of all vaccine deaths were attributed to COVID-19 vaccines. The only vaccine that didn't kill anyone was the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
Was that because it's more recent, or is it just hasn't had the same time frame, or
It just
numbers
doesn't
aren't large?
kill anybody.
And is there any explanation? Is it like what it's comprised, what it's made of?
It's formulated differently and it works off a different technology.
Hmm. And you said you spoke to that in one of a previous call about the Johnson & Johnson?
Yes. You can send me a text message. I'll send you a link to the exact one.
Okay, awesome. We'll do that.
754-300-8909. 754-300-8909.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for your question. And Belinda, oh wait, we were only supposed to get like 3 questions in here, folks. Okay, go ahead, Belinda.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Jonathan. Thank you for all you and Mr. Frida are doing. I have a question for a family member. They said they are taking constipation medication from the doctors. So what micro daily, what products from micro daily should they take so that, you know, they're not dealing with constipation?
The micro daily regular has been, there's been individuals who had severely bad problems with constipation who claim that their constipation went away using micro daily regular.
Okay.
This is years ago. This was the only formula that was out there. I would highly recommend that the person does a couple things. If that doesn't do it, if they take 3 capsules twice a day and it doesn't do it within a week or almost instantly, really, they need to make sure that they get on the ImmuneRx powder, also the colostrum powder, and they need to add probiotics to their diet.
Okay, you said, so the micro daily,
Regular.
3 tablets twice a day, and then what next?
If that doesn't do it in just a couple days, then get the ImmuneRx powder from the website amerixbio.com that I mentioned earlier.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yep, and that will take care of it. They need to drink water and they need to add probiotics to their diet. They got to get 50 billion CFUs of a good probiotic into their diet. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. All right, folks. Let's see here. We've got to make our transition to the business meeting. So if you have additional questions, send me an email, please, to jonathan@hcsaaa.com. Send an email to jonathan@hcsaaa.com. Harry, Charlie, Sam, AAA.com. Okay. Thank you guys very much for your support and your fine participation. This recording will be available on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jonathan Jones. I'd like to encourage you to share this with others mainly because it has your stories in it. Your stories is what's going to make the difference. It's more important than any technical information that we can pass on because you're the ones that's getting the results. And people want to hear from you. What did it do for you? And you're just telling your story. So share this one. Put this out there on social media and let other folks hear about it. We appreciate it too if you subscribe to the channel. That helps us a lot. And if you click like when you see any videos, just click like on them. And that helps in a big way because then the channel becomes more visible to other people and other people will start to take this message seriously. It will benefit you and many other people. All right. So once again, for the record, my name is Jonathan Jones. It's been my pleasure and privilege to be your host and moderator today. Remember, this information is for educational purposes only. This is not intended to be a substitute for a visit to your primary health care physician. The FDA has not evaluated any other comments that have been made on this conference call or any other discussions that we have. Results, testimonials are anecdotal. Results are atypical. We'll see you all next week. So Sunday at 4 o'clock. Bring a friend, bring someone that you care about, invite them to our call. We'll have a follow-up discussion next week and a little bit more information about COVID-19. And everyone seems to be suffering with serious gastrointestinal issues. So if you want to talk a little bit more about GI problems, we'll include that information on next week's discussion. So stick around for a few minutes. We'll talk about the business opportunity this week. Right now, we'll talk about the business opportunity for just a few minutes after this discussion for any who are interested in the business associated with Engage Global. Okay, everyone else, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate it, man.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you. Estelito, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Very good, very good luck. You got a little taller. What happened?
Okay. Micro daily.
Micro daily.
Good answer. Good answer.
Okay.